the man who founded the Guardian Angels, the volunteer group that patrols city streets and subways, is shot on his way to work. But today, Curtis Sliwa found himself on the other end of a gunman's pistol. This is Sliwa back in 1990 when he came to Chicago to help clean up a neighborhood. But that bravado made him a target today. Chris Borgen files this report from New York.
The 38-year-old Sliwa and his wife Lisa host an early morning radio show, and because of that, they have to leave for work quite early in the morning, sometimes together, often separately. It was the normal procedure for Curtis Sliwa to leave his home, which is just up the block, and walk down the block to Ray's Candy Store just about 5 o'clock every morning. This is exactly what he did this morning. 5:20 a.m., he arrived at Ray's Candy Store and went inside to buy his papers. Ray was there.
He put everything in a big box and on his shoulder, then you go on a corner and take a cab and go to work. And that's what he did today.
Once he left the store, Ray says, Curtis Sliwa came outside, walked to the corner of 7th, and hailed a cab, which apparently was pulling right up. He got into the cab, and suddenly the cab, instead of going westbound on 7th, suddenly spun and went eastbound in the wrong direction. To Sliwa's surprise, 2 men were in the cab, at least one of whom had a gun.
He got into the cab, and without any exchange of words, the individual in the passenger seat fired at him and shot him in the abdomen and in his left leg.
Sliwa yelled for help on his portable radio, even as he managed to vault out of the passenger side window.
It's obvious, though, it's obvious to the investigators and it's obvious to myself, this was not just a random act of street violence. It was something that was very well orchestrated.
The doctors say the wounds themselves are not life-threatening, but they may very well impact on his physical mobility sometime in the future. I'm Chris Borgen for CBS News in New York.
Hospital officials say his prognosis for recovery is good. Both he and his wife Lisa vow to make a return to the streets when he recovers.